T-Boys TV, we're back again with a Hatter show. Obviously, we know we are literally playing in under an hour. The lineup's just come out, but we're going to breeze through the Sheffield United game. Obviously, I've said my thoughts, so I'll just ask my dad his brief thoughts over the 90 minutes. And then, obviously, we'll quickly, I guess, jump into the player ratings and then just get into this one, really. But, yeah, it shouldn't be that long. Obviously, I will be doing a watch-along as well, so make sure you tune into that. But like always, like I said, enjoying with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good. Looking forward to the game tonight. And then I've got tickets for Sunderland away. I got them today. So I'm looking forward to that, man. It's going to be good. But, yeah, like I said, so obviously we took on Sheffield United, obviously at their ground. You was confident that we was going to get a win. I thought it could go either way, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I did think, though, if there was a time to do it, it was now. Given, you know, how they've been their recent games and how we've just been away from home this season as a whole. And obviously we went there and we obviously got the 3 points, do what we do best, really, and that's grind out 1-0 results, really. It was one of them. We dug deep. But, yeah, obviously the lineup, I'll quickly ask you your thoughts on that. So, obviously, it's Ethan in goal, Bell, Lockyer and Osho. I think Fred was on the left of the wing-backs alongside Dre May on the right. Ruddock, Nakamba and Campbell in the midfield. I think Ruddock might have been a little bit higher, the higher one. And then Morris and Elijah up front. As for the bench, it was Berry, Bradley, Lansbury, Musgrave, Shea, Taylor, Woodrow. What did you make of that lineup?
Yeah, well, obviously, you know, we did know about the Doughty and Clark being injured, which was, you know, could have been a bad thing. But yeah, again, look, you know, look what happened. But yeah, like that's the strongest lineup we could go with. So it, you know, it is what it is in that respect.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was happy with that lineup. Regarding obviously everything, like you said there, that we had to you know deal with in that game. Moving on to the first half, I said it on my match reaction. I felt we were more in control. To be honest, even Rob Edwards said that in his post match. And we weren't too bad. I didn't think. It was just sometimes what we've lacked at times, not necessarily throughout the whole games, but you know what we always go back to, where you know we need like scoring them more goals. You know, I felt we had some good chances in that first half to do it. Obviously, the main talking point was obviously Ruddock, unfortunately having to come off. It's obviously gutting, of course, especially with how he's been. Either way, he's still gutting, of course, but. Yeah, obviously Berry come on. What did you make of the first half as a whole?
Yeah, again, we nullified them, but you know, I listened to it with Sheffield United commentary. Well, no commentary because it was quite good. But then when I did listen to a commentary, they were basically saying that they'd picked a team to. I think they gave us too much respect, if that makes sense. Like they picked a team to like sort of tactically outdo us, and it didn't really work. I knew that we'd go there and put the pressure on them, and that's what we do to teams. Let's have it right. So considering we was lacking them attacking threats, Doughty and Clark, you know, I still thought we'd done all right and controlled the game the first half pretty well, definitely. Ruddock was just about to burst through on goal. It weren't the tackle necessarily that done him, it was the fall. And it looks like a really bad one, so like commiserations to him and hope for a speedy recovery. But it don't look good. But you know, we might hear about that more today.
Yeah, no, exactly. And obviously the lineup has come out. We will obviously have a look at that, you know, when we get into the Bristol game. But yeah, no, I totally agree. And then obviously going into the second half, you know, got an early goal. Well, not super early, but 53rd minute. Colton Morris gets another goal this season. Obviously, in the league, he is the third top goal scorer. Him and Elijah linking up very well. Again, Elijah, brilliant pass through the legs as well. Lovely bit of skill before. Just played it across, typical Morris goal, really. Just pouncing on the end of things, you could say a similar goal to the one against Swansea in the sense where he's in the box pouncing, and just in the right place at the right time, wasn't it, really, Dad?
Yeah, like classic Morris goal. I actually thought Elijah scored it at first. I thought he shot and it come off the keeper and went in. But yeah, and it's the build-up play before that goal kick. Ethan could control well mid Morris, and there was a few passes forward. Campbell involved, Elijah involved, and that's what I'm saying about we don't play football. There's a prime example there. Lovely nutmeg as well. That's what Elijah is good at. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel like sometimes he's trying that too much. But when it does come off, look how successful it is. And yeah, good finish. To 15th for the season, I believe. And I knew we'd compete with them. And I was quite confident that we could, because they're up and down. Pressure gets on when you're in that second position at this time of the season. And we are starting, so yeah. But yeah, good goal.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then the other, talking point is, well, there's a few. Obviously, Woodrow come on, looked good again. Quite unlucky not to score, I felt. Lovely, head over the player and unlucky. And I did say on my match reaction, I'm not sure if you're the same, Dad, but I really do think, even though obviously Elijah got an assist, I do think if Woodrow comes on at some point and scores, he might even get ahead of Elijah for a game or a few.
Yeah, they offer different things, but Woodrow's still like, he just needs that goal, and like you can see his quality definitely, and it's not letting his head drop, so that's a good thing. And who knows? I've said it before; it could be vital for us in the playoffs. Let's see. But yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then obviously, they started to pile up a bit of pressure on us towards the end, which I did expect.
Yeah, we were letting it a lot. It was like we were just allowing them to do it. 'Cause obviously, we were confident in our defending and stuff, but I just felt like, another 10 minutes, potentially, they could have equalised, I reckon. So, but,
yeah,
what could we do with certain players out? So,
yeah, exactly. And like I said on my match reaction, I always felt they were going to do that, especially being at home. They are, a decent team. Obviously, where the position they're in as well, tells you that they are always, near the top of the table. So I did expect that. And Ethan, obviously, he was brilliant in this game. You could give him man of the match. Obviously, we'll get into ours very shortly. But obviously, put his body on the line. Vital save that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like expecting to do, and that's what he should be doing. And he made a couple of saves as well prior to that, So you could say they were standard, but that's his job. He's done it. Do you know what I mean? And it's little things like that, but that running out block, closing down, and he was involved in the goal really as well. So, and I rate him. I just rate him like he's humble.
15th clean sheet of the season as well.
Yeah, underestimated, mate. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, I suppose that was really, really it of the whole game. Unless there's anything else you want to say on it before we get into the player ratings.
No, it's good because great away win. Yeah, they
broke the record as well yet again this season.
Yeah, we don't let it phase us, and it's good. Potentially
2 records, in fact, actually. First time we beat them at their ground since 1994, and then first time we beat them overall since 1996.
Yeah,
so,
we are continuing to do that, so it looks good. But as I was saying, like the away record, I said to you, if our home record was even a little bit better, we'd be pushing for that top 2. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's facts. It's facts.
So, and yeah, if we do get promoted, playing like that away, bigger stadiums mostly and stuff like that, a lot more. We'll have that experience as well. So if we get promoted, we're playing away to them bigger clubs and that. So that'll help us.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that game also put us with the best away record now in the league. a point ahead of Burnley in that sense. Obviously, Burnley are playing tonight, and even though Hull can have decent games, I do think Burnley will win. I think Hull will make it tight, but we'll see. But obviously, then we got Sunderland on the weekend, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, that is that. And then moving on, hopefully I don't get copyright for that. If you can hear that, if you can set that phone going off, you know what I mean. But yeah, obviously going into the player ratings, we'll do them obviously quickly. Ethan, like I said, could be up there for man of the match. Put his, brilliant save. He done a few other decent saves as well in this game. As for a rating, I'll give him an 8.
I'll give him a 7.5. Decent. Tempted to give him an 8, but 7.5 is quite steady. Other than that, he didn't really have a lot to do. So yeah, just settle on that. It was, he had more to do. This is what I was saying before. Normally, you don't have nothing to do. And against the better sides, you're definitely going to have stuff to do. Teams that are on form, you're going to have stuff to do. And, he was pretty decent. I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Let me go through some comments quickly. We've got some comments. Are you watching it tonight? Because I'm at the match and would love to talk into the match with you. Tell you what, mate, if the signal's good where you are, if you could try and jump on at half time. And also, I'm looking for some people to do some match reactions. So, yeah, if you can do one of them as well, that'd be boss. And big up British Chap as well. It says, sup. Big up yourself, mate. So that's Ethan's rating. Moving on to the defensive line. We'll start off with Osho. Again, I thought he was really good. It's hard to get him out of the first team at the moment because how well he's playing. He's a very good ball-playing centre-back. That's what I've noticed about him. His range of passing's really good. He's good on the ball as well. So, yeah, I thought he was really good. Obviously, another clean sheet for this defence. So, yeah, for a rating, I'll go with 7.5.
I'm going to give him 8.5. I thought he was brilliant. He just gets better every game. You know what he's like going forward, but he's defending in this game against the top side was exceptional. Do you know what I mean? This had we had more pressure on us because we had less attacking players on the pitch, and he was outstanding. So I'm going to give him 8.5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. He was very good. Lockyer, another player that's been very good recently. Like we say, future captain. Obviously, a lot of games he has obviously been wearing the armband due to obviously Sonny Bradley not being, in the starting lineups and that. And yeah, exceptional again. He's my man of the match. He just heads everything away, defends so well. There's been so many games where just he's been exceptional this season. That I can think of from the top of my head. This game, Blackpool away. It's just what a player he is, man. What a player he is. And hopefully he performs, well tonight as well. Obviously, he don't like Bristol City as well. Obviously, he was at Bristol Rovers. I remember last season when he scored, he wound their fans up. And yeah, he's my man of the match. So as for a rating for Lockyer, I'm going to go over 8.5.
Right, he's my man of the match as well. He was outstanding. He's getting a 9. Defensively, absolutely brilliant. Like, and calm on the ball. There was a time where he cut it back, like in the defensive area when the player was running at him and that. He was excellent. That's probably like the best game I've seen him play. And he has had some really good games, but he was just really and I was thinking afterwards that if Robert Page was umming and ahhing about putting him in the Wales squad, that game would have just decided it there and then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether he'll start is a different thing.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, I'm gassed for him, but like you say, whether he'll start.
Liechtenstein, I think they're playing someone else. Like, at least bring him on, get him that experience. Do you know what I mean? He deserves that. So yeah, he's my man of the match. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Vital at the moment. So
he is.
9 for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to Bell on the other side. Bell, again, another player who's been very exceptional in that position. You've got to remember that's not his main position. Like I said, since Rob Edwards come in, I think he said something to him like, you still do what you do, what you're good at, which is going forward, taking on players. Because under Nathan Jones, I felt he felt like he had to be more defensive, and obviously he is a defender, but it's just we know what he can do and we know what he's good at, and I don't feel he was able to do that. But under Rob Edwards, like I said, he's been able to, and yeah, he was really good as well. Again, driving at the players, and I love watching Amari Bell. I can't lie, he's just what a player he is, man. What a player he is. So yeah, as for a rating for Bell, I'll go again. I'm going to go with another 8.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 8 as well. I thought he was excellent. No, he's loving it. And some of these players got points to prove. Especially when they hear things that they can't play football, etc., etc., and they just come on in leaps and bounds. And it's just the momentum that we're gathering is scary. It is actually pretty scary.
Yeah, exactly.
If we can win well tonight, other teams will certainly be looking over their shoulder at us. And this is my Luton Town to see. But yeah, 8, excellent performance.
Yeah, 100%. British chap saying, how have I been? Yeah, I've been all right, mate. Been all right. What about yourself? Hope you've been well. Obviously, you sorting all your stuff to go back. I hope that's obviously all going well, mate. But yeah, I've been all right. Big up Hannah in the chat as well. Yeah, he says Sue. A little bit of the Ronaldo settings, you know what I mean? But yeah, moving on to the wing backs. Fred. Start off with Fred. I don't think he was too bad. To be honest, away from home against Sheffield United, obviously he's not another player that is not playing in his main position. And I felt he was all right. He was trying to cause the threat going forward at players. Again, he's another player that's good at that. I'll go for 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. It was pretty decent considering, lack of game time. He's not. His role is probably similar to Doughty's, but he's not at Doughty's level at the moment. Let's be honest. And then he had a job to do defensively, which he weren't too bad at. Do you know what I mean? Going forward, I think he was looking for fouls and that quite a bit. But he was getting involved in that, and he's getting more and more game time. So again, he's got the quality to just do something. Do you know what I mean? And again, another one who's definitely a very good squad member. So I'm going to give him 8.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Even Stephen, obviously, he went to the game and he was like, "Yeah, I have to admit, Fred played well." Obviously, Stephen.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's against one of the top teams as well. So
yeah, exactly. Let me go through this for a few comments. We always need to keep winning, but really do need to win all our games out from, because a draw would be fine. 1 loss and we could have bottled it, man. But I don't think we'll lose a game until May. Interesting. I mean, I'd have to have a look at our running again. I know roughly who we've got. I know we've got our, the next 4 games. Obviously, playing tonight. Then we've got Sunderland. Then we got Watford. Obviously, after the international break. Then we got Millwall. After that, I can't quite remember from the top of my head. So, yeah, interesting. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see what goes on. But we are, just the more and more I see us get these results, break these records, I start to believe for it. I really do. For me, I look at it similar to Brentford. I can't remember if it took them 2 or 3 attempts, but, they obviously didn't do it the first time round. Then they did, second or third time. So I just think it might be like that, to be honest. Hanno also says, Luton versus big teams this season usually has 1-0 or drawn 1-1, except 1-0 to Burnley. And even that Burnley game, deserved to draw.
Do you know what I mean?
What's that, sorry?
He was unlucky in that game.
Yeah, exactly. We deserved to draw for me in that one. So, yeah, there we go with that one. Exactly, Hanno. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. So, yeah, that is that. But, yeah, moving on to the next player. Obviously, Dre May on the other side. Stephen said, to me, obviously he was at the game as well. He said he was a shout up there for him for man of the match, which I do agree with. He was good as well. And, he just looked very good. You can see his Premier League quality. Again, another player that will drive forward, obviously this time on the right-hand side, because that's where he plays. And, yeah, he was really good. Like I say, he's up there for man of the match. Obviously, I did give Lockyer it, so I'll go with Dre May at 8.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 as well. Like, the thing is, like you just said, he's got that Premier League quality. And so you kind of expect that every game, because if someone's got that level of ability, remember when Dewsbury Hall played for us, 8 every game. So you kind of expect it. And yeah, he's just developing as well, because within that, when they've already got that Premier League quality, ability, touch, and everything, it's just the other stuff that they'll work on, passing. That John Still used to say it. Every player sort of has a link player. Do you know what I mean? That they work well with, and I think we try and base stuff on that. Do you know what I mean? So, with Burke, when we have Bree, and things like that, and Draymond's just come into it, so it's a bit, because of our defenders on that side interchanging constantly. He hasn't quite got that at the moment, but again, there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%. Hanno says still waiting for Draymond to score a screamer. Oh, that would be scenes. That would be scenes. He might, Hanno might be thinking like Doherty. Remember when he scored that banger? Hopefully Draymond could do something similar. That'd be boss. But yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something there, Dad?
As soon as he gets the opportunity, I'm sure he will.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to the midfield, we'll start off in the Canberra. I thought he was decent. Obviously, again, another player you can see his Premier League quality. As for a rating, I'll go over 7.5 again.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good, and again, you can see that he's just mopping it. He's on it. He's got good passing. He's patient on the ball. Generally, again, showing his Premier League quality, and it's showing. Again, it's a shrewd signing. I think it proved to me. I know there was one game where he was, not great.
Well, I don't even think that's him necessarily. I think that's just him needing to adapt to the league.
Yeah, and he is.
And exactly.
Show that could be a very, very shrewd signing, even if it just gets us promoted and we don't have him next season. But yeah, he's like a little cog with the, obviously the management have thought we need that. Yeah, because at times I think in midfield we weren't getting overrun, but remember all them times where teams would just suddenly counter us, bang that long ball forward and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that since we've signed him. Might correct me if I'm wrong. Right, but
I don't think so.
It's things like that, little tweaks. And he's a big cog in that. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I was just trying to think. Did it happen against Norwich? Oh, I might be wrong. Or did they score it? I can't remember the goal Norwich scored.
Even if it did happen,
it's not as much as it did anyway.
Yeah, but it hasn't. You don't see it now.
Yeah, exactly. It clearly hasn't in a while because we don't, recognise it. Sorry. So, yeah. And then moving on to Ruddock. Obviously, it's a bit of a difficult one because obviously he had to come off in the first half. I thought he was just doing his usual self at the moment, to be honest, up until that moment. Because he did come off, I will go over 7, only because obviously
exactly the same. He looked good against good opponents. You know what I mean? Before that, he was passing it well. He wasn't phased. Do you know what I mean? He's loving it.
He's gutting. Yeah.
He was just about to run forward and unleash a shot, and who knows? You know what I mean? And it was just unfortunate. Tackle was dirty, but it was the way he fell that caused the injury, and it was such a shame. But yeah, 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to Campbell. Who again, I think this is a good game that he should have played in, suited to him away as well at Sheffield United. And yeah, I thought he was good. You know what you usually get from Campbell. He gets stuck in, doesn't give you space. I felt he was doing that at times. His passing, short passing's good as well. Yeah, I thought he was decent, man. I thought Campbell was decent. As for a rating, I'm going to give him 7.5.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good, involved in the goal, patient in that build up to that goal as well. You know what I mean? Exactly. Won the ball, for his tenacity, which he does. Dive just sort of tackle, just got in there just to kick the ball, pass it to Elijah. That was vital. And again, another one, been a bit unfortunate. He hasn't been playing. Yeah, missed out on the Scotland squad, but that's probably just due to his game time as well. But it looked really good, and we know that he's a good player, so he'll come on and do the business. That you can rely on him as well. So, and it looks like potentially, with Ruddock out, that he probably will be in there for the rest of the season, because I'm not swapping Lansbury for Campbell, I'll tell you that.
No.
8.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then moving on to the front two, we'll start off with Elijah. Obviously, got the assist I do feel there was sometimes in this game he was taking, a bit too many touches, and we do see that from him quite a lot. I feel he just tries a bit too hard at times. That's what it felt like there. But brilliant on the goal. Lovely bit of skill through the player's legs. Good ball across. I'll give him 7.5, even though he got an assist. That might seem low, but just
because I'm not other than that, because he was good and he does see a lot of the ball, but again, it's sometimes a decision making slightly like I think he's just trying because he's probably feeling a little bit of pressure because Carlton Morris has come in and just bossed it basically, and he was the main man before, and we said that before the beginning of the season, do you know what I mean? And he was sulking, and he we didn't say he was sulking, but he said he found it hard to deal with, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he knows he's got good dribbling skills, but against top, certain level opponents, you're just they're gonna tackle you. It's not always gonna pull off. So you're gonna have to look for the other options, look for the 1-2s and things like that. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah,
brilliant.
No, absolutely. Hanno says, get the likes up, people. Disgraceful amount of likes. Yeah, please do. I know it's a bit of the late.
Yeah, it's
one and that.
Ad hoc one, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously they won't usually buy like this. I haven't obviously got to promote the stream as well. So big up to everyone that does tune in. But please do hit that like button, get the algorithm out there. Jackie says, hi, Ty Daz. Good team effort. Lockyer, my man in the match. Can't wait for tonight's game. Same here. We give it to Lockyer as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's game. Found out it's on the red button. I know obviously red button's not the greatest, no replays and quality's not great, but it's on time, so I'll be doing a watch along and it's already scheduled. Moving on, obviously to Morris, who got the goal. Obviously got another goal this season. Like I said, third top scorer in the championship. Right place, right time. Typical Morris goal. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, so it's not even that. He knows where to go to as well. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Even he's just there kind of thing. He's obviously he's nowhere near Haaland's level, but that's how Haaland scores the majority of his goals.
Exactly. All his goals yesterday were in the box.
So he's got a little bit of that about him. Do you know what I mean? When he's fully fit and he's all firing, he's strong as well. He's strong, but you know what I mean? And that's Haaland is I'm just making, why Haaland is that strong. Do you know what I mean? It gets that many goals, because he's a strong lad as well. Do you know what I mean? And it does help. Obviously, he's not on that level, but you play into your strengths. He's a strong lad. He's intelligent. He knows where to be and stuff. And, you can pretty much, and other than that, and he's actually his hold-up play is excellent. Again, it was his hold-up play that led to the goal in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So, and we was like, 2 million. 2 million. Do I remember him from Barnsley? And I was like, yeah, a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And it was, they know what they're doing. They're like, that would work with us, the way we play, etc., etc. We look into more things, don't we? When we recruit, and definitely a signing in the season. Probably in the championship. I'd say.
I think exactly. The mad thing is, just quickly talk about top goal scorers now. Akpom, I only found out yesterday. Middlesbrough are actually going to get rid of him in the summer.
Yeah, this is his best season ever. Other than that, he ain't really done anything. So, I think take that what you will. But great performance. 8.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then obviously players that come on, 3 players come on for us in this game. Obviously Berry in the first half. I don't think it was, I've seen better from Berry, I'll be honest. He did have a good chance in the first half, did blaze it over, which was obviously a bit frustrating in that sense. And then, I don't know, he wasn't awful, but I just have seen better from him. I can't lie. I'm going to go over 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I think he was probably told to come on and just do Pelly's job. You're not getting forward into the box. We don't want you for that. You just
and to be fair, if that is the case, that's not what he usually does, is it?
And his teammates helped him out as well because he didn't really have too much to do in that respect. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then obviously Woodrow, like I said, he was very unlucky not to score. Head he done over and put the shot wide. That was unlucky. And yeah, like I said, if he scores at some point, it comes on and scores, I could see him and Elijah, as much as he got an assist, if he keeps taking these extra touches and not scoring, I can maybe see Woodrow getting ahead of him, to be honest, like we said earlier. Woodrow, I was impressed when he come on. I'm actually going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, I give him 7.5 as well. He's unlucky with that. Probably should have got it on target, but the confidence and the control, headed it.
Lovely.
He had the right idea, but it's just wide. Do you know what I mean? Moved it away from the keeper and that. It's only a matter of time, right? And he's fighting for the cause. He's got the same. He's not like, I'm on the bench. I desperately need to score. He just wants to score because he knows he can score, but he's there for the team. Do you know what I mean? You saw that at the end of the game as well. And another good signing. That this is, he ain't got many goals this season, but that at some point he's got the potential to get at least 10 a season.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, there you go. And then obviously Bradley come on towards the end. Bradley didn't really, do much in a good or bad way, I would say.
He didn't have much to do. Well,
exactly. As much as they're applying that pressure, it wasn't really towards him, was it? In that sense.
Yeah, I think again, other players took control of the situation, so he didn't have that much work to do in his first, sort of minutes back into football at the business end of the season as well. So 6.
Yeah, exactly. Stands at 6 for me. I agree on that one. So obviously, man of the match, both gone Lockyer. And yeah, overall, very good away win. Very impressive. Obviously, broke a record. And we took it, off Sheffield United in the sense where, obviously they haven't been on the greatest of form recently. So we just took full advantage of that and went away with our really good away form this season and won. So yeah, very impressive, very good win. And obviously we're very, very happy about that one. But yeah, final thoughts you want to say on that game, Dad, if anything?
Again, fantastic win. I called it. But I was actually surprised that they didn't score. But again, change the lineup and things like that. But they're big players. Even when Sharp come on, and actually Sharp, he actually threw a punch at Lockyer. So I don't know what that was all. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. We're used to it now. We handle these games brilliantly. So have no fear. Like I think this is. We thought last season was maybe our best chance of getting promoted to the Premier League. No, this season. This
season, yeah, exactly. Especially the more depth. That's the main reason I always say it as well. And plus the experience now we've got of being in it.
It wasn't like last season when we went to Fulham with injuries and got absolutely slaughtered. Like this time, you can see that with that we're competing much more. And the players, they're loving it at the moment, and that's at the right time. And even if they lose a game, their heads ain't going to drop.
No,
they're not going to start going, oh no, because
exactly.
They control and know what they're capable of. So
yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, moving on. Obviously, moving on to the game tonight. Very short. Well, yeah, sort of very shortly, to be honest. Bristol City at home. I'll just run through it a little bit. So a bit of insight in that. Luton Town have won their last 5 home games against Bristol City, scoring at least 2 goals in each victory. Very good thing to hear if you're a Luton fan. Bristol City are looking for their first league double over Luton since the 2001 campaign when they were managed by Danny Wilson. Luton have lost just 2 of their last 14 league games at Kenilworth Road, won 6, drawn 6. Obviously winning our last game against Swansea at home, of course. 5 of Bristol City's last 8 away games in the Championship have ended level. 1, 2, lost 1, with their last such match ending goalless. The Robins last recorded consecutive away 0-0 draws in November 2015. Bristol City striker Wells has scored 4 goals in 4 starts against Luton in the Championship, netting in this season's reverse fixture. Now, I do remember the reverse fixture. It's one of the rare performances we've had this season where, they scored early and you knew it was going to be a long night. The other time I felt like that this season, probably the only other time that I can think of from the top of my head, was Watford as well. unfortunately. But yeah, that's a bit of that. And then obviously we're looking to continue our run, of course. Obviously our very good run at the moment. Bristol City though have only got one defeat in 2023 in the league, 2 overall, but one of them was to Man City, so there's no shame in that. But this is what Rob Edwards has had to say. Next game is the most important, and that is at home. We've picked up a good amount of points at home since the break, and we've had a lot of tough games, but normally you bank on your home form being your strength. This year's probably been a little bit of a reverse. However, it comes, we'll take it. But when we're at home, we want to perform. We want to give the fans something to shout about and try to get as many points as we can. Obviously, a bit about Bristol City. Bristol City responded to going 3 games without a win in all competitions by beating Blackpool last Saturday live on Sky Sports, obviously the early kickoff. The Robins sit currently in 13th place in the league, of course, and have an impressive record since the return of the calendar year, with just 1 league defeat so far. Wells has netted 11 times this season, his first goal coming against us, typically, in it. Another very experienced forward in the Robins ranks is Austrian international Wyman, who scored 6 goals this term, including in Bristol City's last game against Blackpool. Obviously, you know what happened the last time we met, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's a bit of that going into it. We are the favourites, which, you know, it makes sense. Positioning, how we're doing. You know, we're starting to do well at home this season, despite the start we had. How are you feeling going into this one, Dad?
Yeah, pretty confident. And once I know what the lineup is, because I haven't checked,
I'll read it out in a second for you.
Even more confident.
You know,
we've got an excellent record against them. We got their number. Like when we've beaten before, we've had weaker teams than we've got now. I wouldn't say they've got some good players, a couple of good additions, but we're much, much better than when we've played them previously, and we've beaten comfortably pretty much each time. So I'm pretty confident. And again, I'll go back to it, business end of the season. Yeah, they're in good form, but when you're in the playoffs and you want to solidify that place, these are the games that you prove your worth. And I think we'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I'm feeling confident going into this one. I do think it will be tough, you know, due to, you know, how many times they've lost in this calendar year. And they have got some decent players, obviously the attack, like I mentioned there. But we're at home, like I said, we're starting to do well at home, you know, like considering how it was at the start of the season, like I said. And yeah, the lineup, I'll read it out to everyone in the chat. So it's Ethan in goal, Doherty as the left wing back, so it's good to see that he's back. The centre backs, you've got Bell on the left, Lockyer in the middle, Osho on the right, Dremate as the right wing back. Midfield, you've got Campbell, Nakambia, and Berry ahead of them. And then Adebayo and Morris up front. As for the bench, Shea, Burke, Fred, Watson, Lansbury, Taylor, Woodrow. So obviously still no Clark. But other than that, I think it's a decent lineup. So that's the lineup for you, Dad.
Right. Put it on you read it out well quick. So.
Yeah. Yeah, one set. My thing might go dodgy when I share screen, so I've got to, you know, give me a second. Hopefully it doesn't, but right, there we go. Right, let me know. Can you see that? I know it's not. Wait, let me zoom in, actually. Wait, let me just move it down. There you go. Can you see that better, yeah?
So Berry's starting, so obviously
yeah. I think he has that cam.
Clark's not ready, so that's interesting. But Berry's playing in his kind of favoured position.
Yeah, exactly.
See how that goes out. So, yeah. Burke's on the bench. That's good. Watson, interesting. And Lansbury, yeah. So it's interesting. Burke, not Bradley. No Bradley there.
Yeah, I saw that. It's interesting.
It's a shame about Clark. Obviously, we knew Pelly weren't going to start. But yeah, let's see what happens, because the midfield is Berry's got a lot of.
And it's good to see Berry starting as well, because the amount of times I've said I want to see him start.
It is, but he's got a lot of responsibility. So let's see how he deals deals with
Yeah,
it.
no, exactly, 100%.
Yes, off the bench, we got Watson to go in that position, Lansbury possibly, Woodrow. So we'll see.
Exactly.
I'm glad Doubt is back. That's good. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's go through some comments quickly. Stephen's in the chat. He says, "Big up, guys. Big up yourself, mate." And then he said, "Clark knocked wrist, and then Sonny felt tight hammy in training apparently." So interesting there. But yeah, that is the lineup. So there you go. I'll stop sharing that now. So that is that. So yeah, that is that. And yeah, my lineup would have been Ethan in goal. Would have been the exact same back three as it is. I would have put Doherty on the left, put J-May on the right. Midfield, I would have went with, obviously, I thought Clark would be back, so I'd have went with Clark in that cam, and then obviously Campbell and Nakamba, and then up front I'd have went Adebayo and Morris. So pretty much it is exactly what I said, bar Clark, of course. So
yeah, this is the thing. I'd just like to, the midfield's like a mix and match. Let's be honest. Like Campbell hasn't played recently that much. Berry definitely not. So we've got Clark missing, we've got Pelly missing. So let's see. That could be a key thing. But I'm sure, like, if we need to change it, we'll change it. But let's go. I'm still confident.
As for your lineup, would you have said something similar to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing who's back and who's not, and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, score prediction. Get our score predictions in. I'll start with mine because obviously I've already done mine in championship predictions as well. Like I said, I do think it'll be a tight game, but I do think we'll do it. Especially with us being better at home. Evening game as well. Atmospheres are always good at Kenilworth Road on an evening game. Or a 2-1 Luton. Same as last year.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Do you know what? Like, I think we're gonna do really well. I'm gonna go for 3-1.
Nice. Goal scorers. Also, getting your predictions in the chat, and we'll go through them.
I'm gonna go Lockyer, Adebayo, and.
Funny thing is, they both scored last year against Bristol City as well.
Lockyer, Adebayo, and Morris.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, you've seen the lineup now, so it's a bit easier to predict players compared to usual. I'm going to go. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go Berry. And then I'm going to go Elijah. I'm going to back Elijah to score. And I reckon Dre May's going to get an assist. We never usually predict assists, but I just got a feeling. So yeah, Jackie's gone 2-1 as well, same as me. She also says, "Hope you're right." Yeah, that'll be good. 3 points. That's all I care about. However it comes, but yeah, we will see. And for them, it'll probably be Wells. Given the record he's got against us, I wouldn't be surprised if they score.
Don't forget.
Or Cornick. Saying that,
he's starting, but he's probably on the bench.
Yeah, saying that. Let me have a quick look at their lineup, just quickly before we wrap up. Cornick is starting. He is actually.
I knew he would. I said that to you before, innit?
It's interesting though, because it looks like they got Wells up front. I don't know how right flash rules is for them usually, but it says they got Wells up front and then they got 3 behind. And Cornick's on the right side.
Yeah, like he's to play for us. That's what they're trying it there. They're trying that there, but it's down to whoever's Doughty and
Bell. Yeah, Doughty and Bell mainly.
That's what he's played against. I had a feeling that potentially could happen because he hasn't.
It would make sense, yeah.
Any games for them, I don't think. Maybe in the cup or something, but he generally comes off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's gonna be interesting to see what reaction he gets as well. I'd say it'd be a positive reaction.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. That makes it adds a bit more spice to it. It'd be better if Naismith was playing as well, but obviously we know he's injured. But at least there's that spice, and that's good for us, because we'll be like, well, we'll prove, because he knows our team, but he can't do anything on his own necessarily, maybe score or whatever, but he can't like control anything. He can say to them that they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but we just got to be on it and just. I think this could be our big victory personally, but I'm just going to try and calm down with just the three.
Oh dear, but yeah, no, that's fair enough. Any final thoughts you want to say before we wrap up, and obviously get ready to watch the game? There you go. There you go. But yeah, apologies. It was a bit of a late one. Both quite busy yesterday. Obviously I was working, and we're both working, etc. So yeah, apologies. It was the time it was, but I will be doing a watch along to this game. Literally 4 minutes. It's scheduled, so make sure you smash a like, all of that. And obviously I'll be covering other games in the Championship as well, looking at them. Premier League games rescheduled and Champions League. So yeah, make sure you check them ones out. But yeah, like count currently is on 5 likes. To try and up that. Obviously I know a lot of people watch it back on playback as well, see if our predictions are right, etc. And it is a late scheduled one, so big up to everyone that did tune in. And yeah, as for new subscribers, I know we got one earlier. I think it's from Championship Predictions, so big up to yourself. For that, much appreciated. And yeah, obviously we've got a Nightbot in the channel now, in the chat, sorry, which obviously gets you to remind you to do everything. Make sure you do subscribe to the extra channel if you haven't already. Obviously, just click on that link, it'll be there. And then obviously don't forget to smash a like and all of that. That would be much appreciated as well. And yeah, if you want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. And yeah, hopefully Luton do it tonight. Come on, you Atters, let's do it. And yeah, I'll be live very shortly again, obviously for a watch along to the game. So yeah, take care and peace.